Hey, what's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and going over Luce's gameplay trailer here. It released last night around like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was of course not up to do the video. So we're going to be reacting to it now, and hopefully a lot of you guys do enjoy it. This one is a pre-recorded video. I'm supposed to be releasing the stream one first here, so I do need to go like really early in the morning, so do expect that to either happen. If it doesn't happen, then you might see this happening around like 12 or 1 o'clock here, and that'll be the first video of the day. But do know I am trying to get the stream one out first here. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and get a good look at this here. We had the whole English subs translation 5P5X news, and this is going to be going over his entire character introduction, awarenesses, and movesets. So let's get a good look at this here. I'm gonna make sure this is all the way out of the way here as well. Let's try to make sure that this is lined up correctly so you guys can honestly see everything. I think that's as good as I'm going to be able to get it, to be honest, and I think we're all good to go. So let's see what we got.
See, 俺とシュンは親友なんだ。な、シュン。おう、マブダチだぜ。
Me and my best bud shoot.
お前たちに出会う前はうまく隠せてたかもしれないが、最近の俺はそうでもないぜ。さあ、開演の時間だ。
Dude, no, I'm sorry. His outfit's actually freaking awesome. This is the one thing I do gotta say about them. They did a really good job at making his outfit very nice. And the blade looks insane. I really do like that too. I do hope this isn't as loud as I think it is, which it might just very well be. Hopefully not. But ooh, wait, what the flip was that? Hold on, I missed that. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. We have the AoE move, which this one's sick, bro. The man, he styles on you and signs his name. It's just insanely cool. Oh, the highlight. Oh, this is a new highlight. Whoa. That's freaking awesome. That's actually really cool. And I think I see some form of crit damage there. I hope I do not, because I don't want another weapon to be insanely worth getting. Like, of course I'm gonna get it, but like, god dang it, please save me. Okay. And then of course the AoE. The AoE has to look really nice, of course. Like, oh my god. We can't just be letting him get away with that, bro. He just looks too good. But all right. Let's go ahead and mute this on up. Get out the live here. And now we have to literally check on what this character can do here. So for what we know, he's going to be a AoE DPS. We already got that, of course, checked on out. But there are some other things that we need to find out. So first things first, we're going to look at the awareness 0 here. This one is called Start in the Night. In battle, Shoki can spend HP to gain Knight's contract, and this increases his, you know what, I don't want to butcher that, so someone else can tell me how to pronounce that later, but this increases his skill damage of that move here. Whenever Shoki gains a blessing, he converts it into Knight's blessing, and at the end of the turn he gains a shield equal to a certain percentage for a certain amount of turns, and this can actually stack as well. Pretty darn cool. We have a skill 1 here. I'm just gonna call it Spada. This one deals blessed damage to all foes, which is the little sword slash that we saw, and is equal to a certain percentage of attack. It increases Shoki's crit damage by a certain percent for a certain amount of turns, which is freaking awesome because he's just going to be straight up a monster then. It also grants him nice blessing stacks, and if he is below a certain percent of health, he will gain a certain amount of bonus night blessing stacks. Pretty dang cool. We have his second skill, in which I don't know how to pronounce that. You guys are, I want to say Giramento. I think that's correct. This one is, the skill cost is based on a percentage of max health. Then afterwards it says for 2 turns you gain a shield equal to a certain percent and an amount of attack. This also gains you 1 night contract stack, which is pretty darn cool. The night contract stack increases your damage dealt by a certain percent, and whenever you're using that move right there, you spend all your night contract stacks to increase skill damage. Okay, awesome. After using this skill, Shoki can use other skills, and this doesn't count as a persona skill. So it's something like, of course, we have what's it called, Mitsuru, where you use your skill 2 and then you still have your turn to do. This is going to be the same way. So it's probably going to be like a skill 2 leading into skill 1, and then you use the skill 3 on the second turn. And I think that's probably going to be the best way for it. He's probably going to be just a skill, a 2-turn DPS, which is pretty darn cool. Then we have the third one here, which is the one that they keep referencing here. I'm just going to call it T. This one has 1 turn cooldown. It deals bless damage equal to all foes. It increases the skill damage by a certain percent of night contract stacks. If he is able to, of course, get Knight's Blessing or have a certain percent of stacks, he gets Knight's Blessing and deals bonus bless damage to all foes equal to a certain percent of attack. He then loses this Knight's contract after using this skill and restores HP by a certain percent based on Knight's Blessing stacks, which is pretty darn cool. I think that's awesome because that's going to be like his main damage dealing move. Of course, we already know how that's going to be. Then we have the cool freaking highlight that we saw. This deals bless damage to all foes equal to a certain percent of attack and increases damage based on the missing HP. So the more HP that you're missing, the more damage you're going to deal. Then we have the Pantheon Court here, which increases crit damage, and when the user has Knight's Power, devs, apparently it's called Knight's Power, which it's typoed with Knight's Contract or Knight's Blessing, but this increases his attack, and then when spending HP to use skills, it increases his crit rate for a certain amount of turn. Pretty darn cool. So crit damage and crit rate weapon, interesting, figured as much. We have the talent one, which is Grace. This increases the attack by a certain percent based on number of Knight's Blessing stacks. Then Nirvana increases Pierce based on the missing amount of HP. Pretty darn cool. Still awesome stand stuff as well. We have the A1 Shooting Star's Guidance. At the start of the battle, Shoki gains Eternal Star Shine. This survives 1 fatal damage 1 time, and then we spend this to recover a certain amount of HP and increase attack for a certain amount of turns. Once this does happen, of course, he uses Sacrificio, and he can spend HP to below 0. So he can actually continue spending HP even though it's below 0. Okay, interesting. When Shoki gains Night Contract, he increases his crit rate by a certain percent for a certain amount of turns. Cool. Then we have the A2 with My Flesh and Bone. This decreases the HP cost of that move right there, Giramento, and increases the max number of Night Contract stacks by a certain percent. Okay, or a certain amount of stacks. Pretty decent. I think that's going to be okay. Nothing too crazy there. We have the Highlight getting enhanced, not too crazy there. And then we have the A6. This one is called Illuminating Passion for Life. Shoki will not faint when his HP is below 0 and can decrease it to negative HP. Oh, okay, that's going to be kind of interesting for damage. After Shoki's HP is negative, you gain Knight's Monarch and increases damage dealt by a certain percent and crit damage. Increases the maximum number of Knight's Contract by a certain percent at the start of battle, and Shoki's bonus stacks will be above the maximum limit. This effect is now permanent. Interesting. Now this is pretty darn cool. I'm very excited about that. That would be an interesting one to actually get my hands on, because that's gonna be cool. I can't wait for that. That actually sounds very interesting there. I want to know how this character really does play, and dude, the art for him is stinking sick. But you guys let me know down below in the comment section how y'all feel about him. I gotta get moving, and peace out.